Hey everyone, this is Vijay. So today I'm going to talk about how we can create the public Azure DNS. Okay. So what's our target? Target is the main goal is to provision the two Azure DNS zone. Okay. One will be as a primary zone, another going to be act as a subzone. Okay, subdomains. Subdomain. Sorry for spelling. So for this task, you're gonna we're gonna do the test for the zone configuration. Then we're gonna create that two DNS primary and secondary DNS, and we're gonna attach and map the few VMs with the subzones where we're gonna query from outside to see that what exactly result we are getting from outside. Okay, so this is the topology I'm going to have. I have just single resource group in the Azure. Okay, where I'm going to create that one primary DNS, then sub DNS, then I'm going, or you can say the child DNS. Then I'm going to associate this primary DNS for the network server's query. And also the moment you're gonna create the sub child or child DNS or the second DNS, uh, it will be associated with the name servers. So usually Azure provides the four name servers, which we can use for them all the mapping. Then we have a few VMs. We're gonna map those VMs IP address into the subdomain subdomain DNS for the queries. Okay, so let's do that. So this is the lab. I have Azure portal. Let me log in the Azure. So let me log in. This is the username I have, and the password is this one, right? All right. So this is the resource group I have. If I go to the main page, this is the resource group I have. If I show all, this is the resource group. In the resource group, I have couple of services which is running pretty much, many. If click on the resource visualization, you will find that what all the services are interconnected and what other services are running over here, right? And if I say here, if you see that I have a couple of VNets, couple of disk for services, I have one VMs, which is I will call as a public web one DNS VMs, which is up and running with the public IP address. Okay, so this is the detail of the VM. So this is the Linux VM I have, and this is the public IP address. Okay, yeah. So this is pretty much all. So what I'm going to do here is I am going to create the DNS. The very first thing is I will type the DNS zone. Then I will say that, and the DNS zone, I will say that create one DNS zone. Then I will say that this is a subscription I have. This is the resource group which if because in the companies in production you might have more than 5 to 10 resource groups or 20. So you can check that what the resource group you are using over here, right? Then I'm going to say that since I'm going to create this is the main primary DNS. I'm going to say that this is the domain name I'm going to give ini.demo.com. Okay, this is the DNS name I'm going to give. Then I will say that review and create. The moment I will say the review and create, it will validate that whether this particular domain name is available or not, or if it is compatible or not. Then I will say that create it. So it will take around, if you are doing in production, it may take few minutes to create it. But this is the lab. There is zero, load on the resource group. Then it will be creating very soon on that. Okay, this is ready. All right, so this is created now. Okay, this is the primary DNS zone I have created. And these, if you see that these are the sub name servers automatically allocated to us. Okay, then what I'm going to do here is there is two options. Either way you can create it. Either you can create the second DNS, then you can map the from the DNS record. Okay, from here. But you do not need to do that. That's uh, not the easiest way to do it. You can rather create the child DNS or sub DNS like subdomain servers here, right? So this you can create separately and associate with the primary DNS. Either way, you can do that. Okay. Then I'm going to say that this is the just dev.ini.demo.com. Then I will say that create it. It will validate and create. The advantage of using this method is you do not have to do the back and forth mapping, manual mapping, because if you created the primary DNS servers, it will have a domain name, right? The name servers. Then what you have to do here is you have to create the subdomain servers. Then you have to map it manually, these name servers. So back and forth, a lot of work, extra work you have to do it. No point of doing it, right? Then I will say that go to that here. If you say that this is the subdomain, see. So I have created the, if you see here, I have created the two name servers, okay, which is my one is a ini one, and second going to be the my uh, subdomain servers, right? So I will go to the subdomain servers where all the mappings are here, the name servers, okay. And what I'm going to do here is I am going to pick the one of the VM IP address and register the record in the subdomain servers, okay. So what I'm going to do, I will go to the my VMs. Then I will say that which is my web VM I had. I will say that this is the, where is that? I have this as a VM, okay, virtual machine one. I will copy this public IP address of this one, okay. Then I will convert this into the names DNS entry. So I will go to the my dev one subdomain servers. I will say the record set, okay. Then I will say the add. Then I will say that web, and you see that a record, which is fine. I don't want to have alias name. Then I will put the public IP address over here. Okay, so if you say that the name will be resolved, the DNS query should resolve dot web dot dev dot ini demo dot com. This is the your fully called domain name for this particular IP address. Okay, I will say that add. Okay, once you add it over here, which is fine, I will go to the primary servers. Okay, which is my inidemo.com. I will say that records this entry which I've created, the child domain is already over here. Okay, if you create separate DNS zone, then you have to map these details manually over here with the name server. But if you're creating as a child, then you don't have to do this work again and again. Okay, now this public DNS is created with the one record. Okay, that record name is one web one. Okay, now what I'm going to do here is I'm going to test this. I have one IP address, which is this one. Okay, I have resolved this IP address with the domain name of web dot ini demo.com. Now there are a couple of name servers over here, right? You can put the one of the name server which is resolving it, right? I will say that okay, I have one couple of name servers. Out of these four name servers, I will just use one name servers. Okay, this one. Then I will do that. Open the command line bash mode. I will say I don't need to create. I will say that ini apply. Cool. Once I am in the PowerShell of the Microsoft, then I will do the NS lookup, and let's see that if this server is resolving the right IP address based on the name. Okay, paste it over here. Okay, look here. It's resolving the right IP address, right? See here, which IP is resolving? This is the IP which is resolving. Okay, so now rather than accessing this VM via the IP address, you can access directly from the, sorry, from the these URLs also. For my case, I it's not going to work because I have a few energy applied to the lab. So yeah, this is the your overall DNS. If you have multiple VMs which you want to talk to the out, which you want to have as a record name, you can do it. There are a couple of records you can create in the subdomain. So if you go to the register and add, if you see that I've created a record, which is IPv4, right? There are like the CNAME record and the PTR records. You have CA records, and you have a triple A record for IPv6. There are name server records, the service records. There are a couple of record types you can have it. Okay, so I hope you uh, find this session useful. Thanks for watching. Will the next session going to be the how we can create the private DNS in Azure. Okay, this is the public DNS which we created for the public IP addresses. Okay, if you have public IP address, you can use this record to register into your public domain, public DNS zone. Okay. Thanks for watching. And if you want to design and all, I think there are Cisco. This is a better uh, Azure official sites. This is a better to follow rather than follow any other uh, individual. So I would always suggest to have white paper look and understand the design how this DNS works into the Azure for architecture wise. I do have a Adobe production DNS in Azure. I might show you this in the next session where I can show you this how I have implemented into the production the real time this DNS shown. Okay, thanks for watching. We'll see you next session.